That's why they have frogs that are now bisexual, who are hermaphrodites, and fish, in some areas, almost all of them, where they're dumping these chemicals into the water supply. So much of it is in our sewage that passes through us, birth control, estrogen-mimicking plastics, that the frogs are hermaphrodites. Statistically, you can pull up the numbers. In the last 30 years, there are a lot more hermaphrodites in the Western world, people being born with both sexual organs. That isn't a preference, folks. Those people are screwed up from the chemicals that they got in utero through the placenta. I've read the studies. But, yes, it's my fault that I got 4 or 5 emails that I saw. I'm sure there was more. Saying, hey, how come there were people that were gay before? Obviously, I know that. I'm saying an artificial increase in it. Okay? Look, little girls aren't supposed to go into puberty when they're 5. They're not supposed to go into until they're 12 or 13. Boys are effeminate. They're on estrogen. All right, I'm going to shut up. I said I'd take your calls. It's just a total crime syndicate. Don't you get it? You've been gullible. You've been stupid. I've been stupid. I've been lazy. We're in deep, deep trouble here. You know what? I'm just going to suspend covering. I mean, I haven't even gotten to it. I mean, just look at this. Sea creatures flee oil spill, gather near shore. Thousands of dolphins, big sharks. Well, but it's amazing to go videotape that. But, again, you have no First Amendment. Armed goons just show up and even kick ABC, CBS, CNN off the beach. People say, well, why don't I go there? I can't do everything. Yeah, it'd be an interesting story for me to go to Louisiana and show guys threatening to throw me off the beach and, okay, I get thrown in jail. I mean, we know. I would go there if it wasn't being reported that they were arresting people and throwing them off. But it's admitted. I can play you a YouTube clip and show it to you. But that's the tyranny. Sea creatures flee oil spill, gather near shore. Dolphins and sharks are showing up in surprisingly shallow water just off the Florida coast. Mullets, crabs, rays, and small fish congregate by the thousands off an Alabama pier. Birds covered in oil are crawling deep into the marshes, never to be seen again. Marine scientists studying the effects of BP disaster are seeing more strange phenomenon. Fish and wildlife seem to be fleeing the oil out of the Gulf and clustering in cleaner waters along the coast in a trend that some researchers see as a potentially troubling sign. Well, what happens when a volcano goes off and spews lava into the ocean? Animals die. I'm not saying this is good. The point is, this is not the end of the world. The media is distracting you. What could be the end of the world is an attack on Iran. I'm going to cover that next hour. Yes, that could be the end of civilization as we know it. This earth was born out of fire. It was born out of going through the Kuiper Belt every 25 million years. Being hit by thousands in a million-year period of giant asteroids, destroying all life, all large life on the planet, and then coming back from plants and plankton and smaller organisms. This earth is pot-marked. Look at the surface of the moon. Look at Shoemaker-Levy going into Saturn, breaking up into 5 pieces, blowing holes in Saturn's atmosphere bigger than the earth. Okay, this oil spill is not wormwood. It is not 1/3 of the world's oceans dying. But genetically engineered nanotech getting into the ocean could be. That's the real threat. And they've got thousands of companies around the clock randomly splicing genetics, looking for advancements in healthcare and advancements in weapons and advancements in microprocessing that could create wormwood. That's the passage in the Bible. Wormwood, beached wood, rotten on the side of the ocean shore. 1/3 of the animals dead. That is not what has happened, and that is not what's going to happen. Obama administration spends $1.2 billion on cycling and walking initiatives. 3 months ago in the Wall Street Journal, the head of the Transportation Department said, our job is dismantling the use of cars, not funding highways, and ending industrialized society. What have you heard from all these people? What have you heard I saw more quotes just today by administration officials, not public servants, about how it's their job to dismantle our industrial society. They're doing a great job. There's no industry left. But their powerhouse China is growing 10+% growth rate every year because they know how to kill off their population. They know how to serve the New World Order. And the article goes on, the London Telegraph, to say it's to get people out of their cars, which sounds reasonable if you want to, but not that cars are bad. See, the secret is they built our country with the big highways and the megacities based on sprawl, based on the highways. There's no way to reverse this. They got us right where they want us. The Pentagon designed it where we're dependent on fossil fuels, dependent on superhighways, and now they're going to cut that off to us. Now they're going to bankrupt you and drive you into globalist submission. Here's another one. New Orleans runs $5 million anti-British campaign paid for by BP, blaming it on the British people and saying this isn't the first time New Orleans has survived the British attack. Yeah, when the British Navy came in and Andrew Jackson fought them off. I guess you could say the majority, it's not even a majority, but the biggest group, what is it, 27% of the shareholders are British, and then it's broken up in other countries. The Dutch are the next, the Americans the next. I mean, it's a red herring. Yeah, let's blame the British. Let's blame the average Brit under New World Order control, having their water poisoned, their food poisoned, global government coming down on them, being sucked into the euro. And they run stupid ads about America will stand up against the British. What does that have to do with anything? It's another distraction. Meanwhile, the chairman of BP can't even speak proper English. Iran threatens to stop Western ships as subjected to cargo inspection. That's going to be our top story after I take calls. Crude oil drops in prices. Gold rises after jobless claims. 100 Italian economists say austerity, that means higher taxes, less government services, will destroy Europe. It's meant to destroy you. That's the name of the game, command destruction. It's all on record. It's all coming up, but I promise I'm going to Lawrence, Jim, Ernie, Fred, Wayne, and others straight ahead. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.tv are the websites. Stay with us.